Deep breath time. Here we are. Welcome to Modern Britain 2024. This is actually happening. A guy, he's 60 years old. He is suing. His name is Khalid Baqa. And he served 4 years in jail for creating and distributing jihadi propaganda. So he's a sort of Islamist, extremist. He's done 4 years in jail. He's now suing a pub in Amersham in Buckinghamshire, the lovely town of Amersham in Buckinghamshire. It's on the high street. It's called the Saracen's Head. He's suing this pub because he's deeply offended by, quotes, the racist, close quotes, depiction of a bearded Arab Turk-type guy on the pub sign. Right, there's two things I want to say about this. He wants £1,850 damage. From the poor landlord who was just on Jeremy Kyle's show. So the landlord, Robbie Hayes, is being sued. May have to pay a lot of money to this guy because of this picture. If you're looking at it, it's just a picture of a guy, could be an Arab, could be a Turk. I mean, I'm not sure why that's offensive or racist. The Saracen's Head apparently has been in this position in this town for 500 years. 500 years. So, first of all, I'd like to say that if Khalid Baqa is offended, deeply offended by this pub sign, I could not care less. I don't give a damn if he's offended, because in this country you don't have the legal right not to be offended. If he wants to go and live in a country where they make his concerns and his fears about what offends him, you know, illegal, then go and do it. But it won't happen here, mate. And this is ridiculous. So my question to you, Russell, is how does this lawsuit ever get allowed? This is a fatuous lawsuit. It should not be clogging up our overcrowded legal system. This guy should be told to go away, consider his nefarious past, distributing and creating jihadi propaganda literature, for which he served a 4-year jail sentence, and to stop wasting our time and to shut the hell up, wind your neck in and shut up.
Well,
yes?
It's the very definition of a frivolous lawsuit, isn't it? It's clearly being done to make a point. It's more about PR, I suspect, or some such thing behind the scenes rather than it is any legal merit. How any court will decide, and obviously this is a civil case, so he's paid his money to Money Claim Online or to the online court service, and I guess I would imagine that he wants his day in court because that is the publicity that he's seeking for something or other. So maybe this isn't so much about him actually being offended, although frankly how you can be offended by a picture... Deeply offended by a picture of a Saracen, and a Saracen is not an offensive term. A Saracen, if you look in Wikipedia, in the dictionary, it's an Arab or Muslim man stemming back from the time of the Crusades. That's
a rugby team called a Saracens.
Yes, but it's a factual label.
It's not racist.
It's a piece of history. It's the same as the term Viking or Muslim even, or Christian. It's exactly the same, and it depicts someone from the time of the Crusades that happens to be either of an Arab, Turkish or Muslim descent. So there's no offence possibly here. So what will happen? I mean, goodness knows, in terms of what the court's going to do. What should happen is that the owner of the pub, who of course we've interviewed on Talk Today, should apply for, I think it's just a summary dismissal on the basis that this is indeed, as you say, wasting the time of the court. The problem is, of course, and this might be why that the sum being sought here, Kev, is only 1,800 quid. The lower the claim, the lower the court fee. So this individual, this ex-terrorist sympathiser, or current terrorist sympathiser perhaps, is able to cause all this fuss and get his name in the papers and on the telly and on the radio, probably for the princely sum of about 90 quid. That'll be about the cost of this court action in the civil courts. You know, how it can be thrown out, I don't know. I think only if the owner of the pub's lawyer is successful in convincing the magistrates that this is indeed spurious, frivolous, and a load of old nonsense.
Yeah, it's a reversion. These people are like medieval fanatics, you know. They want to bring back blasphemy laws. They want to make desecration of religious texts illegal. You know, they want Sharia law, frankly, in this country, and it ain't going to happen. And if he's successful, old Mr. Baqa, Khalid Baqa, he wants to take on 30 other pubs around the country with the same name. Don't you think that Mr. Baqa must be stopped at all costs? And don't you think that in future we should be able to plug this gap and not allow this kind of nonsensical legal action to clog up our already overcrowded legal system, our packed justice system, which is creaking at the seams, and we've got this idiot who is wasting everyone's time, as Russell quite rightly says, just trying to get headlines, just trying to score points with his Muslim mates. I'm an Islam hero, look what I'm doing. Well, no.
But do you think also, Kev, can I just wager that he might be, this particular individual, Khalid Baqa, he might be a bit thick? Can I venture that? On the basis that if this was a pub that, let's say, was called the Crusader or the Richard Lionheart, right? He might, in his own tiny mind, have a slight case for being offended. You know, he walks past it as a Muslim and he thinks back 2,000 years to the Crusades and whatever. But the fact this actually depicts a Muslim kind of warrior, you would think that Khalid Baqa was actually quite impressed having that in his local high street as some kind of hark back, some tribute to his own history and past.
I'm not even sure. I don't know where Khalid Baqa is from. I'm not sure if he's from Amersham or not, or the local area. My guess is he's probably travelled far and wide to find this to be offended by. But it's not geographical. As I say, he's going to go for 30 other pubs with the same name if he wins this case. But he just can't win this case. It's ridiculous. Also, I'm assuming, we tried to look this up, it's hard to establish this kind of fact, but I'm assuming that Khalid Baqa must be British. Otherwise, we'd have chucked him out of the country after his 4-year jail term, but don't count on it.
I've just thought of a wonderful Christmas game for us all to play on Christmas Day, and that is Name the Offensive Pub. Because, of course, we talked previously on this channel about such pubs as the Black Boy, B-U-O-Y, the Black... begins with B, rhymes with witch. All of these pubs...
That is a bit offensive, that one.
Well, no, but it's also a female dog. It's a female dog. There is a pub called the Black, and it begins with B, rhymes with witch.
The Black Bitch is what you're trying to say, which
I'm
is
trying to be polite.
You get that, you know...
No.
Well, I'm not going to censor that. That's not the name of the pub is.
Yes, it is.
I can think of people being a bit offended by that, to be honest with you.
Which is why you just said
it. Yeah, that's why I said it. No, I said it because that is the name of the pub. But there are these... You're right, Russell.
It's pathetic. It's ridiculous that we're now in a world where 500-year-old pubs that have been called a particular name for 500 years are now deemed by some people as offensive. Look, they are just names, and they are also of their time. Wind your necks in, for goodness sake, you woke wallies.
Yeah, but the Black Boy, the Black Bee, as we just said, you know, I can see people like, well, this is a bit off, you know, maybe we should change these names. Personally, I wouldn't, but I can see why some people may say, and this sounds a bit offensive. But the Saracen's Head, there's actually no reason to be offended by this at all. It isn't racist to call an Arab or a Turkish man a Saracen. That isn't racist. It's a description. And that picture, the pub sign, is not racist. It's a picture of an Arab or a Turk man, a Saracen. So, look, that is not racist. So the case is ridiculous. I think it's a disgrace that it is allowed to clog up our legal system, and I think that people like Khalid Baqa need to be told where to get off, which I would suggest would be somewhere like Jeddah or Mecca. You'll feel more at home there, Khalid. Off you go, eh? Stop wasting our time.